Okay, today we're going to touch on a brief topic that is not being discussed enough. I'm going to talk about the dead zone in the Gulf of Mexico. And basically, the dead zone is when the marine life can't breathe. That basically includes the fish and the shrimp, different things like that, when the oxygen is taken out of the water. And this is caused by a number of things, but mainly in this situation, it's caused by Tyson Foods. And the Tyson Foods have all these farms situated across the country, near the Mississippi River, near the Gulf of Mexico. And basically, there's so many animals. The manure from the animals, the poop from the animals is polluting. It's rolling into the river, into the Gulf, and this creates a toxic environment for the fish, for the shrimp, and different things to breathe. So on average, they say this basically causes the food and sea tourism to cost them $82 million a year. And the Gulf's seafood industry accounts for more than 40% of the nation's seafood. Louisiana is second in seafood production, only to Alaska. So, a little bit of background: from 2010 to 2014, Tyson Foods has dumped over 104 million pounds of pollutants into the waterways. So this is kind of an annual thing with Tyson Foods. They've had some lawsuits. The Missouri Attorney General filed a lawsuit against Tyson Foods, accusing them of illegally discharging untreated water that led to the deaths of over 100,000 fish. And Tyson ended up settling in court. That was a few years ago. So I know we have a lot of social issues going on, a lot of issues in the home, police brutality, crime in the neighborhoods, and love issues, and you can't find a significant other, different things like that. But, if once the earth begins being polluted, we can forget about everything if this continues. I'm not saying one issue is more important than the other, but this definitely has to be something that we have to begin to focus on and become more aware of. We have to become more aware of the Flint, Michigan things. If we were more aware of that, that wasn't something that happened overnight. It was something that happened gradually that we ignored, just like with the dump site issue in East Cleveland that we've been covering. If that didn't, all of that pile of debris didn't just pile up in one day. It took several years. So again, Tyson Foods, this is the biggest dead zone in history. It happens every year. It costs millions of dollars. They say it costs the seafood and tourism industry $82 million a year. This year, hundreds of thousands and thousands of dead fish, dead sea life have been floating up due to the pollution. So yeah, we generally live in cities. We don't live in, we live in the inner cities. We don't, but for those of us who live near water, for those in New Orleans who, make money off the tourism industry, this is going to affect them. This is going to affect, those in the Gulf particularly, but it can affect all of us across the country. But this is the issue that affects everyone. So also, when we think of healthy eating and vegetarian veganism, we tend to think of it as a health aspect. But in this situation, it kind of further proves that veganism and vegetarianism is healthier for the environment because there's less consumption of animals. Less consumption of animals means less animals on the farm. Less animals on the farm means less manure, less waste, which doesn't spill out because they don't have sewers to collect the waste generally. And, manure going into the neighbors' farms and different farms, that's a whole nother video. But we have waste. We go to the bathroom when we, you know, go to the bathroom. But, that goes into the sewer or whatever. The animals is different. So, again, there's an environmental aspect to eating healthy also.